In October 2013, this dining room at Hearthside was dedicated to the Talbot family. The picture that you see here is the dining room the way it looked in 1910 when the Talbots were living here. It was Arnold Talbot and his family that called Hearthside their home at that time. The portraits were handed down to Arnold's grandson, Bill Talbot, from Cincinnati. And recently, Bill Talbot donated these portraits to us. We've spent the last year having the portraits restored, and they are now completed and they're now hanging up in the very same spot they were 100 years ago. On behalf of the Board of Directors of the Friends of Hearthside, we are extremely grateful to Bill and his family for bringing this history back here to Hearthside.
Today we're removing varnish and dirt. The varnish yellows over time and the dirt accumulates on a painting and turns it dark. And today we're removing the layers of dirt and varnish down to the original paint. But you can see where the paint is clean, and when the cotton is clean, then we know the dirt and the varnish has been removed.
So there were 10 families that owned this house over roughly 200 years. We talked about certainly Stephen Hopkins Smith, who built the house and never lived here. We talked about the Talbot family, who lived here in the early 20th century. And we talked about the Mowbray family, who were the last family to live here. So the house's name comes from Talbot's business here, and then they moved down to Philadelphia. These portraits all hung in this room. There's one of them right here, as a matter of fact, in this 1912 photograph. But when they moved to Philadelphia, their house was actually heated by coal. And all this dirt that you see built up on here is years of coal soak.
Yeah. Well, Peter, I want to thank you and your family for not only donating the portraits that, of course, Bill donated, but for the financial donation, because without your support, these portraits could not have been restored and now hanging back here in the dining room where they were 100 years ago when Arnold Talbot was living here at Hearthside. Your family has really changed the history of this house, and it has made such a rich history for us to tell to the public now, starting with Silas Talbot, your ancestor, and going right down the line of 5 generations of the Talbot family here at Hearthside. So we thank you so much.
Well, you're very welcome. It's my pleasure certainly to help in the restoration, and once I learned about it, there was no way that I could do anything different. Just to have these portraits hanging back in the house and to tell our family story, and really the story of the house, and we're only a small part of it, but it's a wonderful story, and certainly everything that you've done that I've learned more about today as I've taken a look around the house and have been told about is just remarkable. So I mean, really it started with you and Friends of Hearthside and everything that's taken place is just fantastic. So
thank you. We're forever grateful. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, my pleasure.